What's up YouTube, Ekrkai here bringing you another action figure review. Today we're looking at the newly released Mcfarlane DC Multiverse figures. These guys are definitely flying off the shelves. The demand is pretty high right now. It's an exciting new series and it has a great price tag on them, which is only $19.99. 7-inch scale, well painted, matte paint, so it doesn't look plasticky or cheap, and it's overall pretty impressive for the dollar amount. It's far from perfect, but we'll definitely get into that as we go on. But as you can see right now, I only got the animated series inspired figures. They're definitely not 100% accurate, but the aesthetic of the figures are really cool. So you can see they have a great shape to them that really reflects the way that they're drawn by Bruce Timm. But they definitely took some artistic liberty here with the design of the figures. There's so much to compete with because, you know, DC Collectibles has been doing the animated series line for years now, and those are really successful, and those are in like the $27.99 price range. So this is $8 cheaper. They're in a bigger scale, and let's just dive into this review before I keep ranting. So as we can see here, his eyes are the biggest gripe for me. You can see it off the bat. They're really deep in there. I'm moving my light down right now so you can see how far down they are. Right there, it looks pretty good, right? But in regular lighting, this is basically if you had the camera flash on, you can see the eyes clearly. But if any overhead light, you can't really see his eyes. Look how they disappear. But I really like the flat black and gray paint they use. Everything's very consistent. It's not different colored plastics. I think his articulation is well chosen out. Fits the aesthetic of the figure. And yeah, I mean, there's not really much to look at. It's sleek, and I think gets the job done. Okay, so for articulation here, we can fully rotate at the head with the ball joint. Arms can go up and down. There's a ball joint in the shoulder here. If we can zoom in on that. I really like this articulation that they've been adding lately at the shoulder. Very cool. It just really goes for a lot more motion, which I've seen in the Bloodshot figure and their Mortal Kombat figures here. Here's the wrist. We can fully rotate that, as well as go up and down. Like that. We have a ball joint at the upper abdomen, which means you could rotate it all around. Ball joint at the waist here. Very cool. So you could rotate, obviously. This underwear or outer underwear piece with the utility belt is a separate rubber piece, so you have a lot of motion here. The leg upper part is fantastic. You can fully rotate like a ball joint there. Then we have a double joint at the knee here. Very nice. Then for the ankle, we can move up and down. We can rotate left and right. We can even pivot a bit on an angle, and we have toe articulation. And that's pretty much Batman. A lot of motion there. Makes for some cool poses. Alright, another look at Batman here. You can see the black of the cowl is not that crisp. It's a little sloppy. Just a tad. So that's something I'll definitely fix and touch up with some paint. Also, the mouth little line there that they drew in isn't directly on the actual sculpt of the mouth there. You can see it. The edge of the mouth of the line that pivots down a little bit is shorter than where the actual sculpt of his mouth goes. So there are, you know, a bit of paint problems going on here. The emblem on his chest is sculpted in, and there seems to be a pretty significant indent and gap between the top of the emblem there, of the yellow, and the gray. So, interesting choices here. But let's dive into the Harley Quinn figure now. Okay, so we have Harley Quinn now, and overall I think she's a much more successful figure in terms of her paint application, and even her accessories a bit here, but we'll dive into the accessories in a bit. You can see her paint on the face is really clean. Very nice. Let's see if we can get a little closer here. All the edges and paint is crisp and clean, no real splotchiness. You can see the red plastic in the joint here is not a painted plastic, it's a red colored plastic, so it does have a different texture and translucency to it. It's not a big deal, but it's noticeable to me. You could also see it in the arm here. But yeah, like I said, overall her paint is much more clean than Batman's. So, articulation, she has a ball jointed head. Arms could move up and down. She also has that nice ball joint in the shoulder there, if you can see it moving. We can rotate at the upper bicep. We have a double joint at the elbow, but you have to finagle it a bit or else it can look really weird, like that's not natural. Then we can rotate at the wrist as well as move forward and back. Right? Then we can move all this up here at the upper abdomen with another ball joint, which means you can rotate it. Another ball joint at the waist. We have a lot of leg motion like Batman. So you can go out, in, forward, back. Double jointed knee. Ankles can move up and down, move left and right, and toe articulation. So, very nice. We have a lot of motion here. Nice flat paint all around. No real gripes with Harley Quinn. Alright, so Batman comes with two gripping hands. They look sleek. The black has a bit of a flat shine on it, which I think is a cool material for his gloves. Right? Is he grapple? Simple, clean, nice use of metallic paint on the edge there. And then he comes with a Batarang, which is super thick. I'm not sure why it's this thick. It almost looks like a kid's toy, like a friendly part that's not too sharp. So, also both figures do come with a DC base here, all black with a black painted DC gloss, which is nice. And both also come with a little character card here showing what it's inspired by. We have a little excerpt here for Batman. And you're welcome to pause this. While we're at it, let's look at Harley Quinn's card. It's saying that she's based off of this cover here, but obviously this figure looks like she's straight from the animated series. Right, so Harley Quinn's accessories, she comes with two, which is this pistol with the bang. Once again, nice use of metallic here. Has a really nice shine to it. The bang is very crisp. Then we have her mallet here. Very nice details. Nice wood grain. Nicely sculpted wraps. Alright, so for a quick comparison to the DC Collectibles Animated Series Batman, obviously this one looks just way more accurate to the show. This one almost looks like the body and style of the Batman New Adventures series. And obviously the eyes are much more visible here, and the bat insignias are totally different. We can hardly even see Batman's eyes on the left here. I gotta see that white peeking in. But I admit I love the size of this way better. I love 7-inch scale figures more than 6-inch, but this just looks so classic and clean. But you can see the grays. This one's a little more blue, this one's a little more on the warmer side. The yellow, this is a little brighter, this is a little warmer, a little touch of orange and red in there. He's pretty big, so I mean, he's a little hunched over here, but he's hard to stand without a base. But you can see just how big in scale he is compared to DC Collectibles Batman. And these figures, you know, range for like $28 when they come out, so this is $19. So obviously it's not going to be as clean in the 7-inch line, and you can see Batman is just slightly taller than him, just slightly. Which I just did a review on this, so if you guys want to check that out, feel free to. And let's compare Harley Quinn real fast. You can see they match out just about a bit, because Batman's slightly taller than Harley Quinn here. So overall, we have some pretty cool figures. They are not perfect. I would say Batman in particular is just not there yet. He's still very cool. I mean, it's much better than what you get from the Multiverse line from Mattel and that old Movie Masters line, and sometimes those are more than $20. And for $19.99 you get some really cool 7-inch scale figures. They're big, they're strong, their joints are strong, and the matte paint job really makes it look way more collectible and less kiddish like. And obviously you can see here that Harley Quinn, her joints are really strong and her base really holds her up. That tiny little base there. And you can get some cool poses with it. So my gripe is really just with, the biggest thing is Batman's eyes. You can hardly see it here, which is such a shame. So I'm definitely going to touch these guys up with paint, and I'm hoping it's really going to make them come alive here. Okay, so we customized our Batman head here, filled in the eyes, painted it white, repainted the mouth with a nice thicker black line, and did the creases on the side of the mouth there. Makes it look much more like the animated series, well, a little more closer like the style of it, and I'm super happy with the way it came out. And here's our Harley Quinn, and I think is a pretty cool pose. Her joints are really strong to hold her like this, and so is Batman, so I'm super happy with the way these came out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, as we're looking at a snippet of my collection here, and I'm hoping to bring you guys much more videos this year and just have fun with it, you know? So until next time, you guys take care, and I will see you later.